What's up, everybody?
I'm telling you, that's what.
How's the workouts going and the clean eating? Hey, listen, I am making this video in response to a question that Andrew Lomas had when he first started in our group. He wanted to know how to help his kids to start eating more healthy. So I told him, I said I would address it later. One of the reasons is because it gets complicated. There's family dynamics and each kid is different, and so here's my best tips. First of all, typically when we're working with kids, it's a husband and wife, and both husband and wife need to be on the same page. So this is a team effort, right? And a lot of times one of the difficulties is, say husband has now started working out and eating clean and wife hasn't yet, and to make those changes, first of all, my first thing is get the garbage out of the kitchen, clean it up. But if only one of the two is doing it, it's hard. And if you don't have a real reason why the spouse is not going to be really ready. I've had a lot of customers and challengers who have said, my spouse is sabotaging my clean eating. And, whether they just feel like they are or if it's really happening, I don't know, but it's fairly common. And, one of the issues with that is that the spouse doesn't have a why yet. And until you have a why, you're not going to make change, and change is hard. Once you make the changes, then it gets a lot easier. And, over a few years and then a lifetime of clean eating, you end up liking the flavors of the things that you don't particularly like now. And, you're craving sugar now, and after doing it for a while, you don't crave it, so it gets easier. All right, so that said, husband and wife, number one tip, you have to be on board together in order to help your kids to eat more clean foods and healthier foods. And number two, you need to decide, draw a line in the sand. My kids are not going to eat these items, and my kids are going to eat these items. And some of them, might be close to the line, and it's hard to say. There's pros and cons, but take the ones first that are bad. For me, it's going to be soda pop. Hot dogs, for sure, for me, are like, if you've ever seen how a hot dog is made, you'll never let your kids eat hot dogs again. And something like donuts, where you're taking the bread dough, which is questionable anyway, it's got no nutrient in it, and you're dropping it in fat and frying it up and then eating it. So those are my do nots for kids. And there are healthier alternatives, no doubt, that kids can like. But you got to get those things out of the kitchen. And then you have to figure out what things to eat and to try. And there's all kinds of healthier choices that you can try with kids. And then my last tips, besides getting on the same page with a spouse, and number two, drawing a line in the sand on what will be there and won't be there in the kitchen. Number three, kids are challenging when they eat. I've had really picky eaters, and so I get it. You got to try different things, and you got to try and find ways to make it fun for your kids. And if you can do that, they'll eat a lot of things. But they also need to see your example. They need to see you eating good things all the time. If you're eating donuts and you're telling kids they can't have donuts, that's going to be a problem. Okay, so I think that's probably enough for now, but we can get pretty complex with it. Oh, the one thing I did want to say is I was watching Shark Tank the other day. Anybody else like it? I love it. It's a cool show. There was somebody that presented a product. It was basically like a cookie cutter for healthier foods, and so kids can cut their foods into shapes and eat it that way, and that makes it more fun, and it can be healthy foods that they're cutting. That's a good tool. You got to find things like that. You got to make it fun for the kids. If it's fun for them, they'll do it. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks. Have a great day, guys.